wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he'll have to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Yeah, what's up? Hello and welcome. It is the KVJ show. Happy Wednesday, making it through the week. Yeah, Wednesday. It is. Very interesting week. I was just running down the schedule with my wife, and today's Wednesday, and then tomorrow is an off day for most people. So she is out. My son is out. I guess there's no school for the kiddies tomorrow. So.
I just found that out last night.
You did? Okay.
I was like, wait, what is going on? They're like, it's another Jewish holiday.
Yeah, it is.
So wait, what?
No public school?
No public school tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, so they're out tomorrow. Yom Kippur is the highest of the holy days.
I got to put these in my calendar.
Starts at sundown tonight. Yeah, no, it's kind of crazy.
It should already be on your calendar, no?
They're sneaking up on me, though. I'm not writing down, like, the school calendar in my calendar. I'm blowing it.
Mm-hmm. It does get tricky.
It does.
There you go. Boom. Just a random Thursday. It is off. If you're Jewish, obviously, it's no surprise. If you're not, then maybe it is. So it's kind of how it is. So.
And if you're not a good Jew, it could be a surprise, too.
Could be. Suits, is Yom Kippur? Okay, Suits, he's shaking his head. He knows.
Oh, he knew.
Is he coming in tomorrow?
Are you a good Jew, bad Jew, mediocre?
He's
a bad Jew. He said
he's a bad Jew.
Oh, he's claiming bad Jew.
You're coming in tomorrow, then.
He's claiming.
Okay, he's coming
in. All right, we got you on Yom Kippur. Okay, that's bold of you.
We got him.
Okay, all right, we booked him. That's good. All right. So I guess kind of a heads up on that. I assume most moms know dads are probably like me and surprised. So.
I was surprised. Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Wow, these kids get a lot of holidays.
I know.
They do. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think of all the days that we used to get off for in school, and I used to think that, they would burden us so much with all the work, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're just driving us, slave drivers. And then I look now, and I'm like, we got off an entire week in my county. It's a rural community, but we got off an entire week for the county fair. We got off an entire week for deer season. I was just thinking, we had a lot of time off, just random times here and there. I just think about the American worker in an urban setting, and you just don't get days off.
Yeah, we never had anything even remotely close to that. That's not normal. Down in South Florida, to have a week for a fair.
Yeah, no, that's if you're in a farming community, you're like, yeah, of course you get off.
I got to show my cow.
Well, then nobody would show up. That would be it. I think I remember one time they tried having a school day on deer hunting season, and there were 8 kids there.
Was the fair just the best thing ever?
No.
I mean,
it was terrible.
Was the illusion of it being awesome?
Everybody else but me loved it. Keep in mind, I didn't like the rides. Most of the people that were there in a farming community, 4-H, so they were showing animals, and they had to be there with their animals and tend to them and such like that. So they wouldn't be showing up at school.
Wow, just different lifestyle.
Different, yeah. City folk and country folk, they live different lives. So
I love it, though.
Different school calendar.
That's awesome. Take a week off for the fair. That's amazing.
Yeah. It was kind of great. I look back at that. So so the school calendar is littered with a bunch of stuff. So just kind of a heads up. We will be here though. So we will be doing the Yom Kippur and civil suits. That's the good news. So we'll have Kvj TV.
The naughty Jew.
Mm-hmm. Taking a look yesterday, we got a lot of winners for KVJ's first day of Double Your Paycheck.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we didn't get our winner at 9, but I saw, it was like a 11 a.m. winner, a 1 p.m. winner. I saw Christine from West Palm Beach won. Bronze Perez picked up some serious cash, doubled their paycheck up to $1,000. So.
Our girl had my cell phone number because we gave it out on the radio the other day.
Oh, okay.
And she texted me like 2 minutes after her time expired.
Rack?
Yep, Stacy.
Stacy, yeah.
I'll never forget that name.
Unfortunately, we called that yesterday, and what was it? She was cleaning up barf or something like that, and she missed her name?
She was cleaning up somebody else's or an animal's barf.
Oh, that's tough.
If that's really a true story, that is a rough day.
Yeah. That is a tough day.
Don't let that happen to you.
I'm sorry. I feel bad.
Okay. Well, today is sign-up day, and then tomorrow gets back to the winning. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays. We double your paycheck. We do it at 9 a.m., then it's 11 a.m., 1, 3, and 5 p.m., but you can sign up today at WRMF.com or just go sign up your name in our app.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, Britney Spears deleted her Instagram yesterday. Did you see this?
Okay, yeah. Good move.
Yeah, I don't know why she's been so out there on it, actually. It's not really a good move when you have a court case coming up in a couple days where you're just like topless and...
Well, it's all about whether you can handle yourself and, you know...
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm all about girls just having their fun and doing their thing, but when you're about to be judged by a bunch of older dudes and judged on your mental stability, and if you got your life together, maybe that's not the time to be naked and shaking it and so crazy.
On a strategy level, if you were a PR firm, you'd say, hey, maybe just hold it back a little bit longer.
It's not going to kill you to not have your Instagram for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess finally they talked her into it. And so now she's taking a little break ahead of the court hearing.
Smart move. We all should probably take a lead from her.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, can I delete our Instagram?
Everybody was asking Halsey why she missed the Met Gala on Monday. And so she let them know that she has, quote, leaky, hurt boobs and a swollen uterus.
Oh, boy.
She says she's been in intense pain while breastfeeding her 7-week-old baby. She said it's been a real difficult thing for her and that she decided to stay home because she is just not feeling like herself again.
Yeah.
Oh, 7 weeks, girl. That's a long time. I pray for her.
Did you have those problems?
I had breastfeeding problems because sometimes like you can get swollen milk ducts.
Yeah, I should have asked this, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not
It's going to get graphic.
fun.
Okay, yeah, I got it, yeah.
But yes, I feel you, Halsey. So we hope you feel better soon. And finally here, there is a new documentary out about Alanis Morissette. And I guess she did not sign off on it. She released a statement saying, this film is salacious. And she accused the team that put it together of including things in the movie that just simply aren't true.
How can you do that?
There's a bunch of stories like this, though, where people tell the documentary of so-and-so. Like, somebody can tell your story.
If I made the Kevin Ralston documentary and just had lies upon lies, Kevin can't sue me for slander?
Well, here's the thing, is it might be the tone. It may not be slander. They may be telling the truth, but they may have taken a tone where, look, we all have lies full of good and bad. And you could either put a fluff piece together and, you know, put all my greatest virtues forward and say, Kevin did this, he was a great father, he's a philanthropist, or you could look at the time that, you know, I was passed out, blacked out, drunk, you know, and dove into a pool at midnight with my pants off. So, you know.
But it sounds like they're adding stuff to it. I mean, I couldn't add things without your permission and sign off to make it look like you did something.
I think what it is they opened up. They made her feel like they were supporting her, and then they had her open up, and then she's telling things about, like, this was dark, this was this was, and so they just really started on the cutting room floor. You only start seeing those moments where she got vulnerable and maybe said things she didn't want to say because they lulled her into a sense of security, thinking that this was going to be a positive, upbeat, celebratory type of piece on the 25 years of success and celebration of this. And then all of a sudden it's dark and it's about all the struggles Alanis Morissette has gone through. She's like, look, this is not what I wanted.
But I mean, that I understand. But did you say they were adding things in there?
She accused them of including facts that are simply not true. Now, I don't know like how deep those go and what those are specifically, but I think that can happen. If you're filming and you're telling your story, you don't know what they do in the editing room, and you also don't know who they're else talking to. They could be talking and interviewing other people.
Well, and I think where it gets a little bit shaky is that they can include other people's opinions.
Right.
And this is someone's perspective of it. And so that's not necessarily adding facts. It's like, hey, if you have the other voice and another person saying it, it's their recollection of what the truth is. So sometimes we all have stories and there's not a documented real truth. I mean, we're living in a life where you can't ever really find out what the truth is. So, you know, you could look at one story and there could be two different angles from it.
Just think about the people. If they were doing the story of KVJ, they could interview people that we used to work with that hate us, and it could be a total spin job.
And it's not necessarily a lie. It's their opinion of the situation.
But what if in that documentary they had somebody interviewed, oh, I remember the time that Kevin and Bird, they made this rhinoceros snort cocaine and blah. Like they had this crazy cocaine rhino story that never happened, but then they go, well, that was my perspective on what would happen.
Yeah, no, then you can sue somebody for that. If it's a complete fabrication, you can. But if it's about opinions and saying Alanis was moody and bitchy and she was nasty to everybody and it was really tough working with her, and if that's what they're saying, then you can't do anything about that because that's someone's own opinion and recollection of what had happened in the situation.
And that's the way they went with it, apparently. More salacious, more dark, more focusing on the negative instead of the positive. And she's like, wait, this is not how I want my story told.
Yeah, I didn't know I was coming in here to have everybody attack me or whatever it might be.
Why is everyone coming after Alanis?
It just sucks, man.
Well, because they're looking at something that they think is going to sell better and going with this angle. They believe it's going to be better than a fluff piece of, yay, I mean, hey, it's great, hand in my pocket.
Juicy sells.
On that, of course.
Yeah.
And this makes me want to really do the Kevin Ralston documentary.
It could get, there's stuff there.
It's going to be littered with lies.
And that's what's going on in your dirt.
It's time for viral audio.
So had your kids, had your wife.
Double rainbow all the way across the sky.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Want to take a moment to note the passing of the late, great Norm Macdonald, and a lot of you probably heard that yesterday. He was 61 years old. He had gone through a 9-year battle with cancer, and he never disclosed that. And a friend said that he wanted the diagnosis to not affect the way the audience or any of his friends saw him. And so that wasn't something that anybody knew about. And so he just passed, and that's why it was really kind of surprising for everybody yesterday when it was announced that Norm Macdonald had died. We'd had him in studio before. I remember all the way back, just even as a kid, seeing him when MTV used to do comedy. They had a comedy show on there, and his routine is one of the most memorable that I've ever seen. But if you don't know Norm Macdonald, he was on Saturday Night Live for many years. He did the Weekend Update and did stand-up and just would appear in movies and all kinds of different places.
In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... Real estate mogul Donald Trump announced this week that after 3.5 years of marriage, he is seeking a divorce from wife Marla Maples. According to Trump, Maples violated part of their marriage agreement when she decided to turn 30. You ever have a dream? I had a dream the other day there. And you ever have one of them dreams, then you wake up right in a good part, so then you try to fall asleep, re-dream it? Man, that never works, huh? Always end up with some weird mutation of your original dream there, you know? Like the other day there, I was having a dream of, I was in a pool with Christy Brinkley. You know, we were approaching each other there, and we're going, and then I woke up. And I tried to fall asleep there. I ended up shooting pool with David Brinkley. So that wasn't that.
There you go. All right. So there you go. The late, great Norm Macdonald.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you think about today, Jay Bird?
I was talking with my dad. Excuse me. I was talking with my dad, and we were talking about when I was a kid. I really got into pirates and into buried treasure and wanting to find, you know, all the jewels of the world. And we were trying to figure out why I got into that. And I remember what got me really into buried treasure, and it was watching the Goonies. The Goonies really got me all jacked up trying to find some rubies out there. It got me wondering, if one wanted to really get into trying to find treasure out there, is there still stuff out there? Are there coins, or has it all been found? Is there a holy grail of buried treasure they're trying to find that they've yet to find yet?
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of treasure out there. I've heard stories. Now, nothing comes to mind specifically, but I've heard where there's still the search for this or that, or maybe they didn't get all of it.
I mean,
Like on Outer Banks?
Yeah.
They really wouldn't know, would they? I mean, how would they know how much truly is out there?
Well, there were logs back in the day. You know, here we are on the Treasure Coast in South Florida, and there were so many Spanish galleons. I believe they kept some pretty good records of some things like that. So I think, they may still be surprised, but I think at the same time, they may know how big the ship was, how much it was loaded. Maybe there were some logs saying we've got this, and that survived a storm because it didn't go with the ship.
But even with that, we're talking really olden times. In modern times, we have mistakes all the time. You mean tell me all those logs were right? Everything was accountable for? I don't know about that. Especially back then, probably all drunk on some rum.
You need to get into Outer Banks.
You keep saying that, and then every time you tell me to watch it, someone sends me an email and goes, "Bird, do not watch it. It sucks." And as I was saying that, Kevin just said, "Don't do it."
I don't think you'd like it. It's
Really?
You gotta take it for what it is. I enjoy it. But it is. It's like a teenage Scooby-Doo thing like that. You got to understand what it is. I just don't. I know in Bird, I don't think you would like it. I think you would be like, okay, I'm not feeling this.
But if you didn't have to go to work and the Queen wasn't on your butt about anything and Panda wasn't on your butt about anything, would if they take a 2-week adventure to go find buried treasure, awful or cozy?
Probably awful, because a lot of those guys spend their whole lives out there, day after day, month after month, year after year, and some of them may go their entire lives and not find anything. Now, you've got some people in South Florida that have gotten lucky, and what's his name? Mel Fisher.
Yeah.
That guy is a treasure hunter, probably, I guess, the most successful. I don't know if they're ranked anywhere, but in South Florida, he's got the museum in Key West, and I think he still has the company. I believe he's passed, that is still going on. So, maybe those guys, because they've got the equipment, the know-how, they've done the research, they've got qualified people. But even then, I remember when I first got to town, I saw a ship that was just sitting out there, and I said, "What are they doing?" They're like, "Oh, that's a treasure ship. They're looking for," and they're like, they've been out there for years. I was like, "Really?" And they just day after day, and they don't really find anything.
I just want to know what's out there and how much is out there.
And the day that they discover something, that'd be amazingly exciting to be part of that crew. And I think that's why the excitement's so great, because you spent so many boring days that finally you have something to celebrate, something that's exciting. That's why they're so intense when they show the video. They're and they're losing their marbles.
Yeah, I was watching some documentary how supposedly there's still something out west in the United States that no one's been able to find yet. Someone buried something back in the day. And I don't know. They think it might be under a mountain or in a mountain, or I don't. Maybe they lied, but there's still something supposedly out there. That's pretty exciting.
You should look into doing that then.
Yeah, maybe somebody would take you out.
It really makes you excited and happy, even if just to go and be a part of something and you don't find anything, but you learn about it. That'd be cool.
Dress like a treasure hunter.
I have a couple pirate costumes.
So do I.
Yeah, and the review on Outer Banks, somebody said, "I think Bird would like it if you go in knowing it's a bit cheesy," and there are definitely. You have to go in with the suspension of belief, where you just say, okay, that's not going to happen. And if you can dismiss that many times and quite often, you can survive Outer Banks. If you get hung up on that, then you're like, this is stupid, and you're going to turn it off.
I think the newer season that just came out, season 2, was more treasure hunty than season 1.
It's funny.
And you like the treasure hunt thing.
It's just funny to hear Kevin talk like that, because you sound like my dad right now. Like if you just suspend belief,
right,
you'll be fine.
If you go at it and are critical and critique, like, that's not going to happen, that's so dumb, then you're going to hate it. If you can be like, all right, okay.
When I watch a movie with my dad, as soon as something happens in the movie he doesn't like, he'll look at me and go, all right, I mentally just edited that out and it never happened in the movie.
Yes.
He acts like it's not part of the script.
I've been reading behind the scenes stuff about Outer Banks, and I don't know if you read any of it, but there might be some significance to that handkerchief that John B. wears around his neck. I just want you to know that, Kevin.
Yeah, well,
nobody knows what you're talking about.
I get so excited about Outer Banks.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Got another
Fun.
big season coming up, and like I said, if you do watch that, a guy who plays John B is UCF or former UCF student. Went to the game on Saturday and
Caused a riot.
yeah, the whole. Well, I mean, keep in mind, he's one of the youngest heartthrobs that's out there for people that age.
Yeah.
And here he is in the Bounds house, which is already rowdy, and he's running around like a fresh piece of meat. And, oh my gosh. I thought the whole stadium was going to mob him.
He's lucky he made it out alive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What you got on your mind today, Virginia?
Well, I did for the first time in 19 months an episode of our little podcast last night, Spirits Talk, where I bring my friend Jeff, who is a psychic medium, in, and he talks to people that have had somebody of significance in their life pass away.
Okay, yeah.
And they're looking to connect with them. And last night he connected with one of our Little Smiles mom's friends who lost a child.
Oh, wow.
So it was very emotional.
Oh,
it
my
was
goodness.
really awesome. I'm going to be editing the episode this week, and it will be available by the weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, I'm very excited to be back in the groove of that, because it really is awesome when you see somebody who has lost a family member and they're struggling,
Yep.
especially a parent that's lost a child.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you see them get comfort from getting messages from their child.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty awesome. And then they walk out of the room like, wow, I'm so glad I did that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of people want to believe that there is something else
It's
after
beautiful.
this, and that is comforting for them.
Well, especially if you get a reading where it makes you, it checks out for you. And I know psychics is a very controversial topic. A lot of people, do not believe in them. But if you have a reading where it's really true to you, I say hold on to that. We're all looking for a little bit of hope. I mean, it happened to my sister about my mom, where she did it over the phone, and the person she was talking to didn't know who she was. It was a kind of almost a random phone call, and she didn't charge my sister for anything, and really nailed and gave my sister what she needed in that moment. So when that happens, that's a great thing.
It is, and it's healing, and that's all you want is just a little comfort.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think you guys know just 2 weeks ago, I lost my mom to COVID. And I don't know if you've ever had a situation where you've been sucker punched by a song. Oh, but let me give you a warning that if your mom has died in the last 2 weeks, don't listen to country music.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm just sitting there today, and I'm doing my work, and I'm listening to some different new country music that's out there. And there's this song that comes up by Chris Jansen called "Bye Mom." Oh, geez, right?
Oh,
I mean,
boy.
come on. I mean, come on.
Like, no, make it more sad. Come on, make it more emotion. You want everyone to cry.
Now think about this guy sitting in the dark. His mama died just 2 weeks ago.
He's real drunk,
Yeah.
real sad, real broken.
Oh, man.
If he's not in tears, you
engineer.
didn't do the song right.
We need more sadness.
Oh my goodness. But I just started thinking of all the times I've been sucker punched by a song. I remember one time I was in high school, and there's a girl that did me wrong and dumped me, and I'm driving with my buddy, and we're just sitting there, I'm trying to be like, it's not bothering me, and our song came on the radio, and he's like, you all right? I'm like, you're trying to get it together?
Yeah.
And he's like, you're not expecting it. I mean, that's the problem with you. If you've ever had any kind of loss, any kind of love, you got to stay away from music and the radio.
High school, me and my first real girlfriend, we just broke up, and I'm driving, and then Gloria Estefan comes on.
Oh, boy.
And it starts to rain. And I was like, no, why?
Oh my gosh. So I just want to warn you, if there's anybody out there that unfortunately lost their mom in the last couple of weeks, just be careful of Chris Jansen's song called "Bye Mom." Well, did you see that Apple had some big announcements yesterday? If you're one of those techies that follows everything that they do, just to see what the latest is going to be, they've announced some different versions of what they're going to be adding to the iPhone 13. I keep losing track of where we are with these phone numbers, but we're at 13 if you've lost track like I have.
Let me guess. They're going to say something about how great the new camera is.
Yes, that's actually one of the big things.
Okay,
They
of
keep
course
taking
it
the
is.
camera to new levels. I'm just kind of curious because I don't even know. I think I'm back on the 10 or something like that. And so, you can tell you're broke down when you've only got two little dots for your camera lenses. Now I think you're supposed to. Yeah, you've got the better, right? I think yours is bigger and yours is better.
Yeah.
Yours is more tricked out than mine.
A little bit, but
yeah. I think that's what they really have been doing in the last 3 models is really improving that. And apparently in the iPhone 13, they're going to be taking it up another notch. They're going to have an improved ultra-wide lens and a cinematic-like video feature and technology for better nighttime pictures. So apparently it's supposed to be, I guess, movie quality that you're going to get with the iPhone 13. That's what they're selling it as. And I got to tell you, they've been getting there. It looks really good. I'm impressed. You can tell Bird's not.
It's not that I'm not impressed. I'm just...
Panda's got the 12, and he professionally for his job does video work, and a lot of times he uses his iPhone instead of professional video cameras that cost thousands and thousands of dollars, because he says the iPhone is just as good and super easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking on the quality of the iPhone camera.
I think you kind of are.
I'm knocking the price, because I know they'll say it will be a little bit better for a lot more money.
Yeah, I think this
That's
one
what
is
I'm saying.
going to run about $8,000, or you can exchange 2 children.
Yeah, because you're right. It looks great.
Yeah.
Look at your kids. Which one is giving you the most trouble?
Yeah.
Well, that's the one that has to go.
It really is amazing, because I remember just being gobsmacked by the prices of phones when they were $300, and now, you pretty much for any of these, you're walking the line at $1,000 and up.
Anytime I go into a phone store and I know I need to redo everything, get it. My logo goes $1,000, Berg.
Magnolia came. She went to the Apple store yesterday because she's like, "Mom, my AirPods. I don't know. The sound quality has lost several generations." So she went in there, and I guess you can bring your little ear pods, and they will test them and tell you if they're functioning properly. And of course, the lady said hers were not, and immediately suggested she upgrade to the AirPod Pros.
Yeah, of course.
They get you in for life.
Those are $250.
We gotta have them, Virginia.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
It's how they do it. They get you in there for life. And you know what's crazy is I think the poor man's version of this new iPhone 13 was to start like at $750.
Yeah, I think so.
If you are a pauper and can't afford the nicer things in life, you get your phone for $750.
To me, that sounds low compared to what I usually pay. When I'm going to the phone, it's usually the worst situation.
Yeah,
and it's. I think the last time was about $1,100 for.
It's about right. Yeah,
get the OtterBox.
Yeah.
If I don't have an OtterBox, I mean, I shouldn't have a phone.
Yeah. So it's coming on September 24th. That's when the new iPhones are going to be hitting stores. They had also announced new upgrades for the watch that they have, and I guess some of the iPads and things like that. So big announcement from Apple yesterday. They've got something that you cannot live without that is coming, that is going to basically cost you more than you can afford. And that's how we live life. There is a lot of interesting technological advancements. Crazy how the world has just taken off, and Amazon, they are racing forward and giving us a glimpse of what the near future looks like. Palm recognition technology. This is it. They're installing it to the gorgeous Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver. All you do is wave your hand above a sensor, and it will tell them everything they need to know about you. Talk about ticketless entry, payments, all those kind of things. Amazon is leading the charge on this, and depending upon how fast they can roll it out, I would not be surprised to see this standard in 5 years, where you will not need anything but just your palm.
So everything in those movies when I was a kid, it was true. It's all coming real.
Sci-fi is now reality.
Stuff is real.
Now I'm just hoping that Amazon finds a way that they have to detect a pulse in the palm. Because if not, that is going to be the greatest commodity, is selling people's hands on the black market.
You're right. Ooh, that's a good movie plot.
Yeah, so hopefully Amazon's working that into the technology, because if not, your entire wealth is in the palm of your hand, literally.
Rich guy hand stealing is going to be a thing.
You're going to have to start wearing metal sleeves. I mean, or how ridiculous our clothes are going to look.
It don't seem right.
You're going to need a suit of armor that they can't hack off.
Would you like that?
No, I wouldn't want to wear metal sleeves.
No, I'm saying
Oh.
just that whole process of not having a wallet and it's all in your hand.
I don't mind it. I'm okay with it, but I want to sit here and have a discussion and talk about what could go wrong. And I'm hoping that they are doing that, because the first thing I note is you go anywhere, someone is going to try to take off your hands and use that as payment. They're going to run right out and be like, let's go buy a yacht.
The hand hacker.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be. So they say Amazon is planning on rolling out the technology at other venues in coming months. So they're starting it there in Denver. They're going to try it out, and I'm sure it's going to be successful. You know, they got the Whole Foods, and they're buying up pretty much everything else. So they're going to start doing this palm recognition technology everywhere you go. So crazy. I did see that Amazon is growing. They're adding another 125,000 workers. Are we going to say in a day and age very soon where 80% of the world works for Amazon? Is that where we're going?
It's all going Amazon. It's all going computers. It's all going robots. I told you they're taking over the world. It's happening. We're living in it right now.
So who do we need to stop most? Is it Jeff Bezos? Is it Bill Gates? Is it Elon Musk?
I think they're all part of some kind of alien robot community, and they're taking over. It was slow. I think it's speeding up.
Which one is the biggest threat to humanity of the three? Would you say? Suits, can we do a poll on that on the chat room? Is it Jeff Bezos who's getting us the wand palm technology? Is it Bezos? Do they have a rocket going up into space today?
They do.
Yeah, okay. So
is it your boy Musk who's got seriously an alien fleet already here?
Well, and he had an interesting comment too that a lot of people were talking about on Twitter, where he said, "I'm not saying there are UFOs, but there are UFOs."
Well, yeah, guys, he's telling us.
Because I drive one.
Yeah.
He's telling
And people on Twitter are like, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know?
How does he know?
Yeah.
He helped build it.
Yeah.
It's the mothership.
Yeah.
His parents are on it.
Y'all, they're here.
Yeah. I think his belief is that civilizations might have already existed in our galaxy. And so I think part of his quest to get to Mars, he is of the belief that maybe at one time Mars actually did house people.
And I'm with him on that.
Could be. Possible.
I think it's possible.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, Bill Gates, can't even remember what it all is with him, but there's some way he's taking over the world as well. I think it has to do with I think he's spearheading the COVID. I think he's behind that.
He's behind COVID.
If I remember my mom's ramblings.
I think he's making pizza, I don't know, terrible and predator-like. Well, what's the pizza game? I remember I was wearing pizza stuff. I always wear pizza stuff, and someone's like,
"Oh, is that Bill Gates?"
I don't know. I thought it was. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm getting my conspiracies mixed up.
Are you promoting some kind of agenda you haven't told us about?
Yeah, I'm great at promoting.
Virginia, who's your vote? Biggest threat to humanity, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or Bill Gates?
Gosh, I think Elon Musk, because he's not from here. That dude is all
Elon
alien.
Musk
He's a lizard.
Okay, going with Musk. Right now, the KVJ TV chat room has got Bezos is the greatest threat to humanity.
That's because he looks like Dr. Evil.
It could be.
That's why.
Yeah, he looks the most sinister.
He's one hairless cat away.
Yeah, he's at 47%, Musk at 35%, Bill Gates only at 18%. So, there you go.
Okay, it's still early, Kev.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, SpaceX, I guess what they announced was the targeted date and time of the first all-civilian launch. Going to be September 15th, 8:02 p.m. with a 5-hour launch window. Okay, so there you go. That's what's going on with that. So, new technology on the horizon. Well, I know this is probably not going to be shocking to anybody, but apparently Instagram is bad for girls. Are you surprised, Virginia?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
It's...
Kind of goes without saying, right?
There's a lot of social media that's bad for girls and boys.
Oh, I can't even fake that I like social media anymore.
I think the younger you are, the worse it is for you.
Maybe.
Well, we talked about that one documentary they did, The Social Dilemma, and I agreed with a lot of it there. It's screwing people up.
Yeah, well, there is actually now leaked research that is out today. And I guess that's what makes this different than just any old regular study that tells you what you already knew. But it's from Facebook. They actually did the research themselves. And somebody, I guess, didn't like the fact that Facebook did the research, was told that, hey, you're creating problems, and then did nothing about it. And so it sounds like a whistleblower has gone out and taken this information and said, you know what? People need to realize that we, the power construct at these social media platforms, know the harm we're creating and causing, and yet we choose to do nothing about it.
Well, even again, to that documentary, people who formerly worked at those places said we didn't realize what was going on, and then halfway through we go, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the information that was leaked reveals that since at least 2019, so for at least 2 years, Facebook has realized, they're the parent company of Instagram, that they've been warned that it is harming young girls' body image. In the research they did, 32% of teen girls said that when they feel bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. And I think one of the biggest problems that whoever whistleblower is that leaked this research is they didn't like that Instagram kept focusing on beauty. They kept talking in meetings about adding beauty editing filters to the app. They kept talking about things they could do to make people's lives look glamorous. And they're like, we just had this. So we started the meeting talking about this research, and now we're going to continue talking about how we can continue to make people look more beautiful and more rich and all these things that they aren't. And we're going to actually add to the problem. And I think that's why they said, you know what, I'm going to just give this to some media source and let them just kind of roll with it.
Well, yeah, I was talking to somebody who they went on a date, and when they went on the date, the person said, oh, you don't look like how you look on your filter. And they made them feel bad, and nothing happened with them because they thought they looked a lot younger than what they were.
Yeah, right.
And you get all these compliments on social media, and then you go into real life, and it's a different story. It's messing with people's minds.
Yeah, they were finding some alarming stats in there, anything from teen suicide and levels of stress and anxiety, and clearly Instagram was not something that was helping. And they look at the numbers too. 40% of Instagram users are 22 or younger. So they said, this is really aimed at young women in America, or globally, you could even say. And the experts chimed in and said, so what do you do about this? Because it seems like you're fighting a losing battle as a parent when your kids, because they want to be on social media, they want all these things to happen. But they said really the right approach to take is watch who you follow. So if you are following all of these people who are doing nothing but trying to put up the facade, basically that'd be anyone that is Kardashian. So do not follow those kind of accounts, because that is about the glamorous, beautiful life. So there are actually things you can use. It's about how you use your Instagram. So watch who you follow. Be mindful of that. And then as a person who posts themselves, make sure that you're having a positive impact on others with what you post. Keep your post real. Try to stay away from the filters and glamorizing yourself, making your life look like it's more opulent than what it really is. Be a little bit more real. And you know what? Say, hey, this is just what life really is. This is who I am, and that's okay. And try to pass on the message of positivity that way. That's using Instagram the right way.
When I posted my bikini, my pizza bikini pic, all natural, every inch.
No filters, no nothing. Yeah, keeping it real, man.
Kept it real.
See, you're doing the gram right.
But then I read the comments.
Don't read the comments. Never read the comments.
He kept it real, real gross.
Yeah. See, that's one of the comments.
Well, now people are wanting to know, can we put a poll on the WRMF app? And we got to add Zuckerberg. So we're trying to figure out the greatest evil that we have today. Is it Mark Zuckerberg that is ruining all of our children with social media, with Facebook and Instagram and all the other platforms that he owns? Is it Jeff Bezos, who is going to have everybody's hands hacked off with his palm reading technology? Is it Elon Musk, who's got a rocket launch today and tried to send us all to Mars?
He has a fleet here. They're here.
Or is it Bill Gates, who people have said, oh, you know what he's doing? He's buying up planet Earth. So I don't know what's going on. So
throw it together,
yeah, we don't know. I mean, if we were casting who is our greatest evil, because it feels like we are in an Austin Powers movie, does it not? That's exactly what's going on. So we'll make sure we get that poll with those four up on the WRMF app here in a minute. Some celebrity birthdays today. Happy birthday to Prince Harry. He's turned 37 years old. Tom Hardy, Venom. Also, a lot of other great movies and TV shows he's been involved with. Turning 44 today. Greatest football player I think we've ever had in South Florida, Dan Marino, turned 60 today.
Dano.
Also, Oliver Stone is 75, as is Tommy Lee Jones, who used to have a place and hang out in Wellington a good bit. Happy birthday to all of them. Also, happy birthday to Ariane. That's right, Ariane from Mom, Dad, Luna, and the rest of the family. Happy birthday to you, Ariane. Also, happy 12th birthday to Kelsey. Can't wait to celebrate with you at Halloween Horror Nights this weekend from Mom, Dad, Carter, Jackson, and Echo. Happy 24th birthday goes out to Jose from Brittany. Ryler, she is 6 today. Happy birthday, Ryler, from Mom, Dad, and Reed. Happy 9th birthday to AJ from Mom, Dad, Jack, Aiden, and the fur babies Moose and Munkerdink. Happy birthday, Allison, from your husband, Matt, and the beautiful twin girls, Emma and Grace. Happy 10th goes out to Luca. That's Mommy and Julia. And I'd like to wish happy birthday to our son, Jojo, turning 4 today. Love you to the moon and back. Love, Mommy and Dada. So there you go. Got a birthday, want to get it on the KVJ show, let us know about it. mail@kvjshow.com. mail@kvjshow.com. Coming up here in a couple minutes. World Record Wednesday. It is on deck here. And I believe that Jaybird is going to be going after a record that requires manual dexterity, Virginia.
It's such a quick one. I was hoping we all could try it. I was practicing last night with Sweet Denny's and his wife Jen.
Yeah.
And we're turning into a competition. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool little task that really anybody can do. It's the fastest time to type the alphabet on a touch screen mobile phone.
And the record's under 5 seconds. You go, there's no way. But you can get pretty far with practice. I was surprised how far I was getting, but you have to make sure that the alphabet's in order, of course.
Yeah. So 5.78 seconds, that is the world record to go for. How long would it take each of us to type out, and it has to be flawless too, the alphabet in the right order on your mobile phone?
Yeah, I mean, nobody could obviously get it in 5.7 seconds, but you could.
Yeah.
People were able to get to a certain letter as the farthest. That was kind of the game.
Okay, where you got by 5.78?
Yeah, we'd stop at a 5.78 and we'd see who'd get the longest and who had the most accuracy, and that's how I'd win it, and it would be turned into a game.
5.78 seconds is the time that they did the entire alphabet.
I will say it does help if you're warming up and practicing. It takes a minute to really
kind of get your
find
mindset on
your
it.
zone.
Get your mindset on it. Okay. We'll have one person keep the time here. Denny's can do that with his phone. We'll give you a clean 6 seconds. See how far you can get in that time.
And by texting it to you?
I think what it is, you can go on ahead and type it on your screen, and then we can go and check and see what you got on your phone.
All right.
Yeah. Because it's just the fastest time to type the alphabet on a touchscreen mobile phone. They ain't saying about having to send it. So we'll just have you type, and then we'll see how far you got to what letter, and then the accuracy. So we'll note the errors and then the letter.
Are we all doing it together?
I guess we could do that. 6 seconds.
Do it all.
Okay.
At the same time, the way we were doing it yesterday was I was counting out loud at the time so you guys would know where you're at. And
Okay.
I'll say stop.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it'd be myself, Virginia, and Jaybird here. Okay. All right. Denny's, you start us. Okay.
I'll do a 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay,
All right,
gotcha.
so 3, 2, 1, go. 1 second. 2 second. 3 second. 4 second. 5 second. Stop.
Damn it.
All right. What'd you guys get?
I got the T.
You got the T?
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Accurately?
I have one mistake.
I got to S, and I have 11 mistakes.
It's quick.
I got to Q.
I got all the way to O without a mistake.
I got to
Okay.
Q.
Without a mistake?
No mistakes.
Really?
I'm kind of flawless.
Okay. Yeah, I made my first mistake right after Q. I hit D instead of R, and then I got ST. Wow.
I fell apart. I cannot get past O. Even yesterday, that was my best mark with complete accuracy and speed, and I can't get to that P. That O. I go oh.
Yeah. That is kind of interesting. You just try to see where you are. I think if I spent a lot of time on that, it'd be interesting to see how far you could really do. Could you really, in 5.78 seconds, type out the entire alphabet on a touchscreen?
I think you
mobile
could.
phone?
I really do think you can. Yeah, because this is without us even really practicing.
That's
at all.
the first time I've ever attempted that in my life. Yeah.
I was practicing yesterday. Why am I saying practice like that? Practicing. Yesterday, and I still can't get past O.
Yeah.
Hamburger hands.
I would have trimmed my fingernails if I would have known. I think that could help too.
It could.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that could be a hindrance.
And it's probably better to be ambidextrous than it is just to use your right thumb, which is what I did.
You only used one hand?
Yeah.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
I'm such a double thumb typer.
I only used one.
I'm a double thumber.
If people want to know, how would our kids do? Is Magnolia, is she really good? And like Caitlin, it's unreal how fast. And she has these ridiculously long nails.
She does.
I don't know how she does it. And I watch her thumbs, and they're the fastest things ever. And she's not even looking. She's having a conversation, and she's fired off 5 texts.
Yeah, they were just raised different.
You should do a head-to-head Mags versus Caitlin.
All right.
Yeah,
Set it up.
Mags is looking to hang out with Caitlin. She loves all of Caitlin's fun on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Caitlin is living her best life.
She certainly is.
I think everyone's very envious of the life that Caitlin lives.
Oh my gosh, she has the best car. She has the best shoes, Mom. Why don't I have all the stuff that Caitlin has?
Yeah, she's, trust me, I'm very jealous of Caitlin's life.
You want the stuff that Caitlin has.
I would love to live her life. It'd be amazing. Yeah, I'd like to see what people are doing. Let us know how far you got. 6 seconds. You just need one other person to time it. You can't do it all by yourself. So 6 seconds. How far can you get texting out on a mobile phone the alphabet in order, and then how many mistakes did you make? So I got to T with 1 mistake.
We were doing it a bunch of times. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It turned into a drinking game.
Yeah.
Oh, the more you drink, the slower you're going to get.
It's going to go down real fast after that. Facebook page, we asked the best, worst concert you've ever gone to. And in South Florida, there is one artist that is popping up for the worst more than any other. Any guess who it might be? What do you think? Worst concert ever in South Florida.
Oh, I want to guess
They did
this.
such a disastrous show that pretty much everybody always quotes them as the worst concert they've ever seen.
Is it the same performance, or was it?
I don't know. It's a good question. But it just may be that every time they come out, they suck. But I know they did one disastrous performance in West Palm Beach. We heard a lot about it. Counting Crows.
Yes, because they won't do Mr. Jones.
They wouldn't do Mr. Jones. A lot of the comments were he didn't know any of the lyrics anyway. And then I felt like I was sitting there in the audience listening to his therapy session.
Really?
Yes.
So he butchered the songs, and then he was bitching on stage?
About 8 people, 8 comments have railed on either multiple or that one performance. And they say easily that is the number one answer for the worst concert that people have said that they've ever been to.
Wow.
Some goods. Pink, of course, is up there. Not seen a negative comment about her. Billy Joel is up there. A lot of people said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elton John getting a lot of love. Coldplay is getting some love for great shows that is there. Garth Brooks, he is a great entertainer. Absolutely. Some of the best. Metallica is getting a little bit of love. Poison gets a good bit of love. They actually do put on a really good show.
They kept it together.
Yeah, they did keep it together. They look good. Some of the other comments, Maroon 5 has gotten a few, mostly positive, a few negative. Foo Fighters get a lot of really good comments.
Anything on Weezer?
I've not seen a Weezer, but I've seen them several times, and I thought their shows were absolutely amazing. They've been good concerts that I've gone to. In fact, I don't really think I've gone to a lot of ones that I'd say were bad.
The one that really sticks out for me, and it's only because he played every song off of his new album. He didn't play one hit. It was Neil Young. And I'm kind of like, I like a few songs by Neil. I wanted to hear the hits. And it was, here's another one off her new album. And politics and the government. Oh, Neil.
The government.
Can you give me some Old Man, please?
He gave you old man. He did. He gave you angry old man.
Old man.
Pissy old man.
He gave me pissy political old man. And I did not like it.
Dave Matthews Band's getting a lot of positives. best, and they play 2 shows here every summer, and they sell both out.
One of the shows that I went to, and it made me a massive fan, it was Tom Petty. My buddy Frank took me to it, said, we gotta go to the Petty show. And every song, ones I didn't even know, kicked ass and became a massive fan.
Okay.
Petty was awesome.
Getting a lot of positives for U2. Sting is getting some good marks. Prince and the Rolling Stones, many people are mentioning them as the best concert ever.
I've heard people talk about U2. It's a spiritual experience. It's like church.
Yes. Okay. So those are a lot of the really good ones that people have put up on the Facebook page. Some of the bad. You've got, other than the Counting Crows, you have got Demi Lovato. You have got The Weeknd, 21 Pilots. Somebody said Avril Lavigne is one of the worst that they had gone to.
But she's punk rock, man. It doesn't have to be good live. It's an attitude.
Yeah. So that's some of the ones. You want to see what people have done, and that might help you decide before you spend $300 on a concert ticket, which ones you want to go to. Just go to the KVJ Show Facebook page, and you can go ahead and give us your thoughts right there. Got your emails here for Makeup or Breakup. All right, do you need to get out of this relationship or maybe give it a little bit more time? Got an email here saying, I met a guy online that has been really awesome. We spent 3 weeks chatting and getting to know each other. He's really funny, adventurous, and loves the outdoors. This is 3 really big things for me. So we finally met up for a low-key informal date and just to grab some acai bowls. But when I saw him, he looked just like his photo that I'd seen, but where I was a bit taken aback was with his wardrobe. Now, this guy's 36 years old, but he was dressed like he was 16. He was wearing a shirt that said, "Skater gonna skate." He also had on board shorts, Vans, and was wearing a flat bill ball cap that was riding high and pointed to the side. Not that this was a formal date, but it was a first impression. I'm so disappointed. Admittedly, I was a little disengaged after that, and I felt like the conversation fell a bit flat. But he's so amazing when he's texting. I don't get what's up. I want that man. Do I keep this going or back out fast? Where would you be, Virginia?
When he was like with you, was the chemistry not there? Like, that's weird.
Well,
that
she's turned off by his outfit already, so she's probably acting weird too because she's turned off.
Yeah. So I guess that's what she's trying to figure out. So it didn't work face to face, but the text chemistry is amazing, and just she was very disappointed by the face-to-face.
That's why you have to meet people.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you just do technology and you're not interacting with a human being. You don't know if you're compatible. You know you might be compatible through text, but anybody can say and make things great through texting.
Yeah.
You know, you do need human interaction.
And you do need to be attracted to somebody.
And that's how dating is. You are good. There's a real good chance the one person you go out with may not work out. There's going to be a lot of duds out there.
Would you give it another run? Now, keep in mind, he could have just might have been an odd wardrobe. Maybe he was at his brother's house and he spilled something on his suit, and so
that's how he is, and you don't like that, so you guys probably aren't going to be compatible.
Yeah, so just go ahead and bail now.
And 36 is not that old to be wearing skater clothes anyway. Keep in mind, all those guys that were into skating, they're all 36 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like tone back your judgy on his just look. Maybe he skates.
And that's coming from somebody who's so judgmental.
I'm so judgy, but I mean, if you guys were just going for an acai bowl and he showed up casual and maybe he's going skating after he sees you.
Yeah, a lot of those dudes are still skating in their mid-30s and in their 40s. So skating really hit an explosion, and those guys are still into that stuff.
Maybe be happy that he's still active and he's not a fat sloth on the sofa.
I think you give that skater dude another shot, but I tell the skater dude, don't give her another shot. She's the one with the issues.
She's the one with the issues.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Got an email that says, my girlfriend says that we have the best sex after we have a fight. So now I think she's actually picking fights with me on purpose just so that we can have what she calls hot sex.
Oh, my God.
Dude, run.
We've been together for almost a year, and I'm struggling with whether this is something worth sticking around for.
No.
I don't think it's a turn on at all, and I can see her purposely picking fights for stupid reasons. Yeah, the makeup sex may be great, but the annoying fights are ruining our relationship. I addressed this with her, and of course, it caused a fight. but I did bang her afterwards. Okay, maybe I'm the problem.
No, this girl sounds like she likes drama. She likes fights, and some people are just like that. It is weird.
I remember I was dating somebody like, we don't fight, and that's a problem. I'm like, oh my gosh, what do you mean? She's like, if you don't fight, that means we're not communicating. I'm like, okay, well, we're fighting now, and it is a problem, and okay, it's over. No, I didn't break up with her, but there are people like that think if you're not fighting, there's something wrong, and you're insane to think that way.
Anybody who would actually verbalize that sentence, we're not fighting, it's a problem.
She did. She verbalized
She's
that.
insane.
And she was insane.
That is like something to run from.
And the person that emailed, the guy that emailed, it's a terrible relationship to be in.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Unless you get off on it.
No, it sounds like you're getting tired.
He is.
And
she's wearing him out.
You're just new and fresh with this girl.
Yeah.
Imagine if you stay with her for 10 years, how tired you're going to be.
That's the kind of girl that puts up on her Facebook, if you don't love me at my worst, you can't accept me. But that's that kind of person right there.
Yeah, don't deserve me at my best.
Yeah, whatever that horrible statement is.
Mm-hmm. And another makeup or breakup email, it came into the KVJ show, said, I'm dating a guy who has to talk to his mom every day. At first, I thought it was cute, but now it's starting to annoy me. It started with the trip to Disney. He called her 3 times each day to let her know everything we were doing. Each call was like 10 minutes long, and it was like he was more focused on sharing the experience with her than he was with me. Well, the other day excused himself from our dinner in a restaurant because he hadn't had a chance to talk to his mom yet. We've been together for almost 3 months, and I'm starting to think that this might be a bad sign. I don't want to be in a relationship where my main competition for attention is his mother. It is, I think, sweet when a guy has a great relationship with his mom. But what are the limits, and is this guy crossing a line on those limits, Virginia?
I think there's got to be balance. It's okay to talk to your mom and love your mom. But, I mean, if you're at Disney and he had to call her 3 times while he was at Disney to explain what was going on, it's a little excessive.
Then you find out a month later, his mom's been dead for 10 years.
Wow.
I mean, it's sweet, but then it's also like a little like, what's going on?
Everything's balanced. Now, maybe there's something going on behind the scenes you don't know about. She could be ill. You don't know.
That's true.
She could have mental issues.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Somebody in the family could be ill. He could be calling to check on them and make her happy.
And it is kind of early that where he may not have told you those things yet because he's not quite there.
Yeah. And, there might be a way, too, to have a comment that's not necessarily negative towards his mom, but saying, hey, look, when I'm with you at dinner or things like that, I'd like to have your full attention. Can you pick moments where I'm not there and trying to spend time with you because you're disappearing all the time when we're supposed to be spending moments together?
And maybe don't say it's about the mom.
Exactly.
Just say, hey, can we put our phones away?
Whatever it might be.
And focus on each other.
Pick better moments and times to talk with your mom. That's fine. Talk with her all you want. But when I'm at Disney, like, did you have a good time? Hey, where did you go? Oh, he's talking to his mom a 3rd time.
Norman is talking to his mom again. Norman Bates.
Kind of sounds like it.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
That sucks. That sucks. That stinks.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
I'm sure Kevin's ass is jealous of all the crap coming out of his mouth. Does being annoying and boring burn calories? Because I think it's working on Ralston. That's why he looks so frail and sickly.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Virginia has the IQ of a snail. Her stupid ass must be silenced. She makes the world dumber. If I could go back in time, I'd give her dad a condom.
You hate us, you hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Jason looks like he stinks like smegma. Even watching KVJ TV, I feel like I can smell his rotten stench. The only thing that smells worse than J Turd is all of his lame-ass jokes.
You hate us, you hate us. You hate the KVJ show.
Denny's reminds me of the water that comes out of a ketchup bottle. Totally gross and useless. Kevin only keeps him around because he supplies everyone with free drugs.
Free drugs, yay!
You hate the KVJ show.
That's right.
That sucks.
Yeah, there you go.
Free drugs.
Oh, yeah? Say it to my face. Say it to my face.
Hey, say it to our face.
Say it to my face.
Say it to our ugly faces.
I'll do nothing about it. I saw this thing about fighting stats. 60% of people say that they've never been in a physical fight. 60%. is everybody here been in a physical fight?
I have, yes.
Yeah.
Have you, V?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you have, Kev. Yeah.
Does it count if I only got my ass kicked?
Oh, it definitely counts.
Okay.
Because that's what's counting with me, too.
Yeah.
You learned lessons in that fight.
I started going back and looking at my fight history, and it's massively unimpressive. Now, I grew up in a fighter's town, in a town where just farm boys would fight, and that's just what you did. And I really somehow escaped all that. I never wound up in really any kind of fracas or altercations. Had a little bit of a dust up with a neighborhood kid like in 5th grade, but it wasn't anything where we were, standing up and exchanging punches. In college, I instigated a big old bar fight and got my ass kicked, where I don't think I threw one punch, but took about 20. So that is about my illustrious fight history. So it's not good. Jaybird, what was yours?
I've been in a few, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was one, I got into a baseball one on the field before. I've been a few as a kid.
Okay.
Growing up as a teenager.
Have you ever thrown in a fight a punch and landed it?
Yes, I have.
I don't know that I have that joy. I don't think I've ever once landed a punch in a real physical fight.
It wasn't any good.
Terrible.
I got more hurt than the guy did, but
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
what would be your fight record?
I would say I am 0-3 with a tie.
That's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because the one I told y'all about, the one in Loxahatchee at some redneck barbecue where me and my buddy were there. This is a long time ago,
Yeah.
and these rednecks hated our show, and they were there was a chair thrown. That was at a barbecue out in the hatch.
You gotta watch that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're a little froggy out there, and they like country music too.
Yeah, they do like country music.
Yeah.
They like a few of them like hatred. They were.
We like country and hatred.
Country and hatred.
It's a good combination. Denny's, have you ever been in a physical fight?
Denny's, I know he's got his ass beat a couple times.
Oh, he's just gotten his ass beat? Okay. Yeah, so you're like me.
Well, he's
I wonder who
told-
has a worse fight history.
He's told us.
Have you ever landed a punch in a physical fight? Oh, he has.
Yeah,
Okay.
Peace Train has.
Gosh, Denny's has a better fight history than I do.
Me and
That's
Denny's
so
too.
sad. Yeah.
Me,
I might be
Denny's
the
and
worst. I'll have to get
Virginia.
Suits in here a second because Suits is the only competition I have right
It
now.
might be you and Suits. You got to go head to head.
Yes, worst fight history. So you've actually landed a punch in a fight.
Starting from 4th grade till probably junior year, I got in fights constantly at school.
Really?
Yeah, people are always trying to fight me. It
So
sucks.
you were like the opposite of what you are now? You were...
I was pretty chill. I think I just annoy people.
Okay.
Especially when I was young, I was like kind of snarky. I had like a sarcastic humor, and
yeah.
that was kind of like a learning experience because I didn't realize that if you talk trash, sometimes people back it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got my ass
Yeah.
kicked a few times.
I'm worried about Rocco for just that reason because he talks a gang of S-bomb.
That's all it takes.
What
man.
happened when
I'm so worried.
What happened when you talked S-bomb?
Dude, I mean, there's some fights where I'd get like a good punch off, and you're like, all right, this is good, and then you just get your ass kicked. I mean, especially I've had friends like 2 other people jump in and fight against me.
Oh,
It's awful. I've been jumped. It's terrible.
Would you count these as fights where there's trash talking and someone pushes somebody, then you push him back and then it gets broken up? Is that a fight? or is
No,
that-
a punch. A
gotta
punch
get
makes it a
hit.
fight.
Okay.
Punch makes it a fight at that point.
I remember the first time I came back with a black eye, and you're trying to hide it from your parents because you don't want them to know you got in a fight or anything. And so and they get the meat out or the peas and they put it against you. You have to tell them what
right,
happened.
The old school way of
they
somehow
wanna-
that would immediately fix
Yeah.
your black eye.
And then you got to tell them like, don't tell anyone. I don't want to make this a big deal at school. It's one of those things.
Other than your ex-mother-in-law, who did you punch, Virginia?
Well, I'm curious, Denny's, real quick. Do you know what your fight record would be?
Oh,
You had to
geez.
guess?
It's hard to say if I ever won any, but I've probably been in about 8 to 9 fights.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if
So
I
you
won
might be
any.
like 1-8, maybe 0-8, 0-9.
Maybe 1 and 8,
We're
probably
compiling
0-9.
a very terrible fight record here on the show.
Well, you look at me. I'm not somebody that actually wants to fight. I kind of just used to
Yeah.
talk trash, and then when people started fighting me about it, I stopped. I stopped talking trash, which is why I'm so peaceful now.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
people are concerned about their records. We're not those people.
I don't want a
Well,
record.
I think when you got a 0 in the win column, you don't keep track.
Yeah.
All you're doing is collecting ass beatings. This is all you're doing. It's not even fighting. You're just, I'm just continually getting my ass whooped. Now, Virginia might be the only person that has a win. If you had to guess, Virginia, what do you think your fight record would be?
I don't don't know because, okay, my first fight was in middle school, and it happened coming off the school bus. This girl that lived down the street was bigger than me, older than me. She told me the whole bus ride home how she was going to whoop my ass, and I was like, uh-oh, this ain't going to turn out good because she's definitely right.
Just because?
Just because, I mean, this girl was twice my size. And when we got off the bus, she did. She kicked my ass. It wasn't so bad, but then I ended up running inside to get away, but she definitely kicked my ass. And then like 2 months later, she got hit by a car and died.
That story always weirds me out when you tell it.
Yep.
What a turn.
That's that karma, huh?
That's weird that it happened that way. I swear I wasn't a witch then, yet.
Did you go to her funeral?
And get her one last punch?
Yeah, and curse her casket.
I don't think I did. No, I did not go to her funeral. Even though, like, my dad ran out of the house when she got hit by the car. She died in my dad's arms.
Oh my gosh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
I think you've told me this story 5 times, and I'm shocked every time.
It's a crazy story.
It is.
Crazy.
Wow.
Anything else you want to add?
So that's the first fight. Lost to her. Second fight, that was a draw in high school because they separated us.
All right, so a tie.
That was a tie. Then
1-1.
This other girl that was I was dating this guy. And he was a pushover. And so he was letting his ex-girlfriend still live with him in the spare bedroom.
Oh, hell no.
And you just knew that was going to eventually be a powder keg. So one night I came home. I was a little liquored up. And she thought we were being too loud in the kitchen. She came out to tell me about it. And so I cracked her in the jaw.
What?
Oh.
Wow.
That was a pretty big fight right there in the kitchen.
Did you win that one?
Well, we got separated.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think we both got a few cracks in.
Okay,
And
okay.
then my boyfriend at the time told me I was bleeding from my mouth area. And so then I was like, oh my gosh, not my face. And so he was able to pull me away from her with that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's a lot.
And then, I punched Jaybird at Clematis by night. That should count.
3 times.
Yeah. You know, the craziest thing about it is in my life, the only people I know that have positive wins are the women.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen your wife throw down.
Yeah,
and
I don't know what my wife's record
I'd put her
would
up
be.
against any dude you could bring in here.
Yeah, and I don't know if you count a loss if you fight 5 people.
It's not a loss.
She has multiple stories of taking on multiple people one time. One of her biggest stories is a bar in Joliet. She walked in and some girl brought 2 girls with her, and they walk in and they cornered Kim, and she's like, "That's all you brought?" And her brother is the one who told me the story, and he said it was like an old-time Western because this girl just comes flying out the door after her face broke through it. She hits across the pinball machine. Kim slams another girl out as she kicks the third girl. She's punching the one girl in the face, kicks the other one. They're both on the ground. She takes the one girl, picks her up, and slams her face into the pinball machine, runs out the back of the bar. She destroyed all 3 girls and took off.
Please tell me that the band was still playing.
In Joliet, the band don't stop.
Multiple stories like that. I had told you the one where she was a little kid and her brother comes back and runs over to her father. Her father told me this and said, these kids are fighting with us. And he looks over and he sees these 5 kids and all he can see is punches in the air. And Kim is fighting 5 kids and her older brother runs over to get help. And Kim is over there deciding to fight 5 at one time.
It's remarkable.
It is really unbelievable. So, I don't know what her fight record would be. It's a lot better than mine.
But if you get into trouble, you want Kim there.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's all I would do. I've continued to not fight because my record show would be going, talk to my wife.
Me, you, and Denny's will sit in the back, and Suits. Well,
I got to see what Suits' situation is.
Yeah, Suits needs to get in here. Suits!
Because so far, we don't have a win amongst any guy on this show. Virginia's great. I don't know if my wife's ever been beaten, like I said, one-on-one.
I think the best we have right now is a tie.
Yeah, I think we got a tie. Suits, like how many fisticuff fights have you been in?
Well, I punched Jason a couple of weeks ago. That's about it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Have you been in an actual real dust-up?
No,
Okay.
I'm very unoffensive. I've never been into a fight with anybody.
Good.
Nobody really ever goes after me.
Good for you.
Well, you know what?
I try to
Rookie?
diffuse the situation.
We're going to change that right now.
Yeah. Well, You're part of the peaceful 40% of Americans who have never been in a physical fight. 23% say that they've been in more than one. So that would be Virginia, that would be Jaybird, Denny's, my wife.
The numbers are higher on this show.
I don't know if mine are fights. Again, do ass kickings count as fights?
You're in there, yeah.
They count, but they're sad.
I don't know if I would count the one when I was in 5th grade. I would just count the massive ass kicking I took when I was in college.
That's the only physical.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I actually instigated that. I don't know why. I had no fighting ability, liquid courage. And I paid the price.
I've seen you do squirrely things before and get away with it.
Oh, yeah.
And have people chasing you down the street out the bar. But you hid under a car and they didn't catch you.
What happened was I thought I was getting away from this one, but as these guys charged out the door, one, they were faster than I thought they were, and two, I tripped running backwards.
So you lead the show in AA, the almost ass kickings. That's what you lead the show in.
Yes, I win in that. Okay, we need to get somebody on here to represent Gen Z. You're currently in the lead, so if you're between the ages of 18 and 25, and you think you know a good bit about pop culture, like do you pay attention to maybe what your parents are into, your older siblings, and you know some of that stuff, you'd be a good candidate, because what we do is try to give you pop culture trivia questions that are typically outside of your demographic reach. So for the older crew we got today, the Gen X, you're going up against 40 to 55-year-olds. We are going to be asking you some of the younger stuff to see if you're plugged in with what's going on with the kids.
So plugged.
So plugged. Well, I got to tell you, Gen Z in a good lead, 13-9 over the Gen Xers.
13-9's kind of close, though.
Okay. We'll see how it goes here. See if you can close the gap. Okay, we have got our competitors on here representing Gen Z. It is Carson from Jupiter. What up, Carson?
Hey, how's it going? Morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Very good. Traffic on Turnpike heading to school.
Yeah, it's pretty much the way it goes, huh? Yeah. All right, and then from Gen X, we've got Samantha on here from Fort Pierce. Hello, Samantha.
Hi there. Good morning.
Yes, old people unite.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's see how you all do with some pop culture trivia. We're going to go on ahead and start off with the younger generation, Gen Z. Your first question here, Carson. Get it by yourself. You get 2 points. If you need Suits to help you out, you'll get 1. You have 3 seconds to answer your question here. In what decade was the wreckage of the Titanic discovered?
Oh, my gosh. I want to say, oh, jeez. There's 3 seconds?
Okay, yeah, 3 seconds.
Okay.
I'll let you make a quick guess. Go ahead. Quick guess. What do you think, Carson?
I'm going to go, like the 30s?
30s, okay, 30s. All right, that is incorrect. Suits, you want to try to save a point here for your generation?
I mean, it's the 80s.
It is the 80s, yes. 1985. 1985.
Suits is smart about ships and stuff.
I know a lot about Titanic.
Yeah.
You know a lot of ships.
Yes.
Okay. All right, there you go. So you saved a point there for him, Suits. 1-0. We go to Gen X here in the battle of the generations. All right, first question for you, Samantha. Who was the top content creator on TikTok worldwide at the start of 2021 with over 123.5 million followers?
Oh, boy. TikTok is not my fave.
Okay. Anything?
Oh,
Any guess?
goodness.
Okay.
TikTok.
Let's default to Jaybird here. See if Jaybird knows.
Rotten Face 68. I have no idea.
Rotten Face 68.
I prefer Rotten Face 69.
Oh, yes.
He's better.
It's Charlie D'Amelio.
Oh, CD. D'Amelio's, yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Charlie D'Amelio. Okay. No idea, huh?
Nah.
No idea.
I don't know Charlie D.
I didn't know it either, Berg. Make you feel any better.
Thank you.
Right. Okay, here we go. Next question for Gen Z with a 1-0 lead. This goes to Carson in Jupiter. All right, Carson, who is the murderer in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies?
Freddy Krueger.
Oh,
Nice job.
Hey.
That's a 2-pointer right there. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. All right. Gen Z is punching out to a quick lead. All right, we'll go back here to Gen X, see if you can stay up on this. Who was Miley Cyrus previously married to, Samantha?
Hemsworth. Liam Hemsworth.
That is correct.
Hey, we're back.
That is correct.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, 3-2 here.
A lot of tension right now. You can feel it.
Okay, we go back to our Gen Z and the Battle of the Generations here. Tell me, Carson, what music download site got into a legal dispute with Metallica in the year 2000?
Oh, Spotify?
Okay, not Spotify. Suits, you want to try to save a point here?
You said it was illegal?
Yeah, there was a legal case that went on.
Illegal.
Oh,
legal.
was that
what was the name of the
Napster?
That is correct, yeah.
Wow.
I only know that because of the Italian Job.
Okay.
I never saw the movie.
Look at you,
All
Suits.
right, Suits saves a point there. It is 4-2, putting the pressure on Samantha and Bird here. You guys are going to have to walk away with a point on this.
I'm at the mercy of Samantha.
Yes. Okay. Let's see.
We'll try our best.
You're doing great.
Okay.
Can I call you Sammy?
Sure, if you
All
want
right.
to.
Sure, I hate that name, but yeah.
I guess.
Get out of here. We got great chemistry.
Okay, Sammy, your question is, who plays Lizzie McGuire in the Disney TV show? Who plays Lizzie
Oh, my
McGuire?
goodness. I can see her face. I saw every episode with my daughter.
Yep.
Oh,
her name?
Jason, I don't know if I can recall her name.
You got this.
Okay.
Lizzie McGuire. Oh,
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll give it to Bird, see if he can save a
I can't
point.
get her real name.
Only talking Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff saves the game.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sammy, don't be so hard on yourself. You're nailing it.
Okay, you're 1
thank you.
point behind. A 2-pointer would possibly be close to ending this thing. Let's see how Carson does with this question. The Battle of the Generations. What punk band scored their first Billboard hit in 1999 with What's My Age Again, Carson?
I have no idea.
Suits?
That might be
idea.
surprising to know I'm not big into punk music. I have
Yeah.
absolutely no clue.
Whoa.
Oh, that is a big miss.
What a turn of events.
That is a big miss.
Damn it.
It's Blink 182.
Oh, Sammy, we're back in it.
Actually, you're more than back in it. Sammy, you win if you get this all by yourself. It is 4-3, Gen Z in the lead. You can end it right here if you can get this correct. Samantha, what's the name of the third book in the Twilight series?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my. Twilight. I was a strict mom and didn't let my daughter read any of that. Maybe Twilight, the saga continues. I don't know. Jason, do you know?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, so close.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
It's like something like Blood, Sorcerer, Thunderstone.
Are you just saying words now?
Words.
Table,
Words.
chair,
Guts.
Yeah.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's like
Eclipse.
Twilight vampire movies, right?
Eclipse is what we're looking
Eclipse.
for.
Okay, so you're telling me I was close then, Kev.
Yeah.
Just off.
Okay. All right, let's see here. We get right down to the wire. You got Gen Z over Gen X, 4-3. Big points now. All right, let's see here. Carson, if you know this, in what decade did Apple release their first home computer?
The 90s?
Did you say the 90s? Okay.
She did.
That is incorrect.
Yeah.
Suits.
I was going to say 90s, so I'll go 80s.
Okay, that is correct.
Oh, look at you, Suits.
Yeah, it is the 80s, so you get 1 point there. It was 1984, called the Macintosh.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Okay, well, Gen Z, you put the pressure on Samantha. She's going to have to get this one all by herself. Okay, if you do not, then it's going to go to Gen Z here in the Battle of the Generations.
Sammy, they are so smug. When Suits wins, he walks around this place for a week just with the biggest chip on his shoulder.
Oh, man, he pretends he's Kevin then, right?
Yes, he does.
I channel my inner Kevin.
Sammy's a singer. I love it.
Yep.
Better than you.
Okay, here we go. Sammy, you got to get this one to stay alive. Your question in Battle of the Generations. TikTok star Addison Rae is known to hang out with which Kardashian sister?
Oh, this is so easy. It's totally Kourtney Kardashian.
Oh my gosh, it is! What? Wow.
Look at this.
Okay. She got that one.
On a Kardashian question.
Look at that.
We're all tied at 5. All right, final question. Let's see what we do here. 2 versus 1 point is very important. Back to you, Carson and Gen Z. Raiders of the Lost Ark was the name of one of the movies in this 1980s action movie series.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
That is correct.
Wow.
Yes.
That is a 2-pointer right there. Okay, the pressure goes back on to
The old
Sammy.
people.
Okay. All right. The question is, what was the name of Clarissa's BFF on Clarissa Explains It All?
Oh, goodness. Say that one more time.
What was the name of Clarissa's BFF on Clarissa Explains It All?
I'm so sorry. I don't have anything, Jay Bird, on this one.
You're going to hate this because her name is Sam.
Oh, you tricked me.
See? So smug. You were right. He is
So
smug. He's
smug.
Laughing at his joke.
He tricked me with my own name.
Oh,
Shoot you with your own name and then laugh at your
dirty
pain.
trick.
He's laughing. He's got
that's
the
a dirty
biggest
trick,
smirk
I know.
on his face.
It feels good.
It's a dirty trick.
Oh, you get Smugs Jr. over here.
Learn from the best.
I am so
Let
sorry.
you down, Jason.
Yeah.
You did not let me down. We became
You
friends.
actually just let
Sammy.
down the whole generation. No, I'm just kidding. Well played. All right, the win goes to Gen Z. Congratulations there, Carson. Nice job.
Great job.
Thank you.
14 W's in the Battle of the Generations. All right, well played there, ladies. Man, what a grueling battle that was, huh?
There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth.
Ow!
Sounds like a good little ragging this guy had going on here. This dude was skipping lines at Disney World, but I guess you can when you're a tour guide. Well, at least that's what he's acting. He wasn't a tour guide. Somehow he got access to an official Disney iPad that the tour guides use, and he was using it to skip lines and basically just use Disney as his own personal amusement park.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How do you get the iPad? I mean, that's kind of slick move.
Well, that was just it. They observed what this guy was doing. You know, Disney has eyes on everybody, and they actually let him do what he was doing because they want a confrontation inside the park. But when he left, they followed him out to his car, and they said, how did you do all that stuff, and what's going on, and where did you get that iPad? Now, he said his boss lent it to him, and he actually gave them a name. And it turned out that the Disney staff knew who he was talking about because apparently this person has done it before.
Oh.
So I imagine they're in some serious hot water. Now, the guy himself just got kicked out of the park and banned, but decided not to press charges against him. So he got away with that. It sounds like they're going after the person who's giving away the laptop.
Inside job.
Yeah.
Totally.
They probably will never hear from that man again.
The mouse takes him out back.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah. Buried
The
underneath. It's
Disney
a small world.
puts a
Ninja
few
gang.
slugs in his head.
Oh, yeah. Brutal. A woman in Indiana drunkenly crashed into her husband's car on Monday night.
Oh,
Yeah, she was actually on her way to pick him up after he drunkenly crashed into a tractor trailer.
I mean, these two belong together.
Good heavens. Wow. They both, of course, have been arrested. A man was walking down to Texas Beach dressed as Michael Myers from Halloween.
Might be a little bit upsetting.
He also had a bloody knife as well.
Yeah. So they really kind of frown on that.
They detained him.
Yeah.
He's talking about it.
Yeah.
He's shocked.
Uh-huh.
I try to find a little bit of positivity in the gloom and doom out there, all this negative stuff going on. And I've been pulling this stuff for a while. I think it's pretty clear that it's a prank. It's, something to be, laughed at. It's not a crazy guy with a chainsaw walking around. It's a known fictional character.
Yeah, remember when we tried that and you wound up getting your butt chewed for 45 minutes by the chief of police?
Yeah, I got in major trouble with the police. People were horrified by it.
Yeah.
If you're at the beach and you see a guy in a Michael Myers outfit, it's going to freak people out.
Yeah,
Big time.
It is, and it did, so. 2 workers at a Five Guys burger joint in Pennsylvania got into a fight on Sunday after one of them said that the other wasn't working hard enough. So the guy accused of being lazy pulls out a pen and is like, "I'll show you lazy." He stabbed the other dude in the head with it.
Oh my
that's not the work of a lazy man.
No, that's an aggressive man.
Head stabbing is work.
Oh my
Lazy
goodness.
people don't stab in the head.
No. Luckily, the other guy wasn't seriously injured, but the guy with the pen is facing felony assault charges.
Wow. They're writing it off.
Yes. An intoxicated woman in Indiana who also tested positive for COVID was arrested for biting a medic while in her treatment room.
You can't do that?
No. The medic was trying to keep the woman in her treatment room at the hospital, but she refused, so she became combative and argumentative, and it took several people to try to restrain her. That's when she bit the medic on the arm, breaking the skin. So, yeah, that's a bad combination. Drunk and COVID positive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. An angry woman got recorded screaming at the world hula hoop champion. What? Getty Yehovah was apparently doing a little trick upside down from the monkey bars in a Las Vegas park, but her shirt flipped up and her sports bra was exposed. And that's when this Karen came up and started accusing her of being half naked and obscene in the park. Now, the hula hooper, who was with her husband and son, tried to ignore the woman at first, but then the woman grabbed her hula hoop and chucked it on the ground.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, what?
Don't touch my hoop.
What? You don't do that. So after the woman threw a hula hoop at a lamppost, the family decided to leave, but it was all, of course, captured on film, and it's gone viral. And
Why do you give a crap, lady?
Yeah. Why?
yeah, so that's what's going on in the world of viral. Also got a story here about a farmer in the Netherlands who shared a video. This is quite a viral moment as well. It was a video of a chicken that got attacked by a chicken hawk. But apparently the other farm animals weren't having it, and they jumped in to defend the chicken against the chicken hawk.
That's awesome.
I love that.
First, it was a rooster that ran in and started attacking the hawk, and then a goat actually came in and broke it all up, and the chicken hawk flew away.
Is there a video of this?
Yes.
Oh my god.
The goat said, "Oh, hell no."
Yeah. I mean, that's a great viral moment there.
I love that. I gotta watch that.
We got an update, too. Remember that guy that got attacked by the gator in Louisiana, the 71-year-old guy?
Yes.
When the floodwaters are coming up?
Yes.
Yeah. What had happened, if you missed the original story, is, right after Hurricane Ida, what had happened was the man had gone to check on some items in a flooded shed, and his wife heard a commotion. She runs outside, and she finds her 71-year-old husband being attacked by a gator. She was able to pull her husband onto some stairs, but had to leave in a boat to get help as the cell service was down because the gator had ripped off one of his arms.
Oh my gosh.
And when she returned, the husband was nowhere to be found. Well, now they found the gator they believed to attacked him. It was a 12-foot gator. They say it weighed a startling 504 pounds.
Whoa.
And the reason why it weighed so much is it was loaded down with human remains.
He ate the guy?
They are doing tests to find out what's up. But, they believe that is the missing man.
Ugh.
Yeah, sorry, that was not a more positive update, but there you go.
I'm watching that goat video.
That is positive.
That thing is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
man.
the goat. Yeah, don't
I
play
love
with a
that.
goat.
And it feels like after the goat saves the chicken, It looks like the goat goes back and almost like says something to the chicken. Like, dude, you okay?
You owe me.
You okay? You all right?
Yeah,
You all right?
you owe me. Are you
Yeah.
okay?
You owe me.
Yeah.
I won't forget this.
Yeah. And what a story this is. In 2007, a 6-year-old girl in Claremont, Florida got abducted by her father 3 days before Christmas. And the father took her to Mexico. And the mom has not seen her since.
Oh my gosh.
Until last week. She gets a call from her now 19-year-old daughter. The daughter was able to track the mom down on social media, and they met up at the border in Laredo, Texas on Friday.
Wow.
Where authorities confirmed it really was her daughter. And police in Mexico are now still looking for the dad who took her 14 years ago.
That is crazy.
What a story.
Yeah, there's some amazing stuff in the Whacked Out News today.
Oh, I would love to hear more on that one and what her life was like in Mexico and what the mom was doing looking for her.
Yeah, I think it can kind of disappear, honestly, in some places in Mexico. So that's what had happened.
You can even disappear someplace here in the States,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Remember that the Olympic Park bomber? That guy was on the run for a couple years, I believe, right? In the mountains of North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Okay, have you ever gone internet famous? You got a viral video or something like that? I mean, that's the one thing that we're learning is anybody can go in just one day from obscure to, oh my gosh, everybody knows who you are. It's kind of a crazy thing.
I mean, Chewbacca mom.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about her, huh? Just laughing at a Chewbacca mask. How simple that was.
Just bought a Chewbacca mask, went in a parking lot, and then laughed for
And
4 minutes.
What do you know?
Look at this.
She's internet famous.
Internet famous.
Internet famous, yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Some people actually have their own experiences. Somebody texted in and said, yeah, I went viral for creating a drink called Mermaid Water for Tipsy Bartender. They made a video and rehearsed my post without giving me any credit, and now it's in restaurants all over the country.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a terrible tale. I mean, the end
It
part.
actually sounds like you kind of got screwed out of some
The creative
stuff
part's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody else said my son put 13 flags by the flagpole, got the soldiers that lost their lives at his school. The teacher recorded it, put it on Facebook. The news went out and interviewed him last Wednesday.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. That's a really kind of a cool thing.
Great tribute.
Somebody else said, I am internet famous somewhat because I helped to save SeaWorld from the blackfish backlash in 2013-2014.
I saw that documentary, and you watch that, and you go, damn, SeaWorld's the devil.
It's kind of a game changer, wasn't it?
It did not
Yeah.
make SeaWorld look good at all.
I've yet to see it, but I know my daughter has, and it definitely changed her perspective on it.
But then they did, I know they had a counter with that. saying,
Yeah, do you believe what the Blackfish documentary said?
The documentary was really well done. Now, I didn't realize when I was younger, all these documentaries, they have kind of their own, obviously, agenda. You know, back in the day, I watched a documentary, I thought it was all facts.
Yeah.
They're not all facts. I don't know. They made it look like
Right.
damn SeaWorld. They made it look like that.
It was convincing.
Yeah, it
That's what you're
was.
saying. Yeah. And where is that retraction or at least their rebuttal video? And, you know, you really kind of need that pairing. And so often, isn't that life where
Yes.
you don't have the, you know, response next to the accusation?
Well, I mean, I'm a person that knows nothing about theme parks, SeaWorld,
Yeah,
the
right.
the
You
whales.
wouldn't know.
So when I watched it, for a person like me, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know?
It'd be nice to watch a documentary and know that the filmmaker had no stake in it as
Yeah.
far as like guilty or not guilty, and just instead gave you facts and truths and research stuff that they could prove.
See, the problem is, and I've heard other documentary people talk about it before on podcasts, in today's day and age, you have to make everything entertaining and fast-paced, and sometimes that lends to changing things up a little bit.
Right, just
and
to-
making it a little bit more biased.
Yeah.
Juicy cells.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody texted in and said, yeah, my husband's internet famous for putting mango chutney on a turkey burger. He was on Oprah when he introduced the recipe, and to this day, everybody still uses it. And of course, he makes nothing off of it.
Mango chutney is delicious.
I know about
Isn't it, though?
I love it.
I know about the mango. Tell me about the chutney.
It just makes it into more of like a mango relish.
Okay.
Oh,
Chutney.
it's so good.
Chutney. It's a fun word. Well, we got a little check-in here with the FML website, F My Life. People who have comically bad things happening to them. And I guess, hey, you got to always try to look on the funny side of life to keep from going crazy. Somebody said, today I lost a bet with friends, and now we have to sit and watch all the Twilight movies. Ooh, FML. That's tough. I don't know if you want to lay down that bet. That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
I saw a guy who lost his fantasy football league, and the punishment for the loser was he had to read the Twilight books and then do a book report.
Oh, that's great.
And give it to all of the guys.
That's terrible.
It's pretty fun.
Oh, that is
and then
terrible.
He actually got into the books and enjoyed it.
If everybody, takes the punishment and does it, that's awesome.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. Somebody said, today I had a rumble in my tummy whilst picking up groceries. I tried to let out a little poot, but I ended up crapping in my pants.
Oh, Lord. You farted and lost at the grocery?
They sharted and I just left without the groceries.
I was going to say, did you finish?
Yes.
You just run.
Oh, what if you just ordered a sub and they made it and it's in your cart? I think you got to fight through that. At least pay for the sub, no?
You can always run into the bathroom. I know Publix has great bathrooms.
They have good bathrooms, yeah. But if I ordered a sub from the deli and it's freshly made,
Well, if you've hit your pants,
I think we got to
at that point,
we got to figure out how to get that sub out of there.
All games are off. I know when I did that and I crapped my pants at the gym, I backed right out. Never went back to that gym ever again.
We leave no sub behind. We got to bring that.
Really?
Yeah, we fight through it.
Really?
To Virginia's point, we go to the bathroom, we clean her up a little bit, then we get
Just
out of
a little.
there.
I mean, keep in mind, I had on white sweats, so I mean, there are sometimes you don't have on good.
Now that's different because you weren't there. You didn't have a sub there. You crapped your pants in front of people at the gym.
Yeah.
You get out immediately.
Yeah.
You can do some work in the bathroom to maybe help the situation. So you can take off your drawers first and throw them away. They're no good to you anymore.
I guess we all got our priorities. To me, I put pride over a sub. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, though? You just spent time in the deli. They made it. You can't leave that.
Well, then you're rude.
Yeah.
Now they have to throw it away.
Now you pooped your pants in the store and you left their food behind.
You're an animal.
You're an animal.
Somebody else put up on the FML site. Today, I tried out my new noise-canceling headphones while vacuuming my house. They work so well that I didn't hear that the vacuum stopped when the plug fell out of the outlet, so I accidentally vacuumed the entire home without actually vacuuming the entire home.
It wasn't plugged in.
I had no idea. Yeah, it's going great. All right, vacuum's not running, noise-canceling headphones. He said, well, we're great. I can't hear a thing.
You stopped feeling the vibration in your hand
Apparently
from the vacuum?
So. Yeah, I don't know. Today, my ex asked me to take the kids for the day, which was odd as it's her weekend. My son let it slip that she was getting ready for a surprise birthday party, but I wasn't supposed to know. As it's my birthday in 3 days. I was touched that she'd planned something. Well, it turns out it is a surprise party for her new boyfriend, FML. That's tough. Somebody said, today I finally lost some weight. Unfortunately, that's only because I had a testicle removed due to cancer. Oh my gosh.
Dang.
Oh, well, that's just dark.
Wow.
That's not the kind of weight you want to lose.
Yeah.
Sorry about your ball.
Jeez.
I wonder what that would. I know what I weigh right now. If I took off a nard, how much would that? Would I lose 30
Yours?
pounds? Would I lose 30 pounds?
Probably at least 8.
I'll be back to my.
I believe together you have 16-pound balls.
I'll be back to my middle school weight.
Have you ever seriously?
No, I've not weighed my balls. Let's go ahead and answer that.
We need to do that, Kevin.
I think they'd be in the ounces category.
Yeah, they're not as heavy as you think, and it's not going to be a pure science too. There's other factors that would be involved.
There's a great scale at the post office, right by the kiosk.
Okay.
No?
Bring it to me.
No, I can't. I mean, it's big and heavy. We got to go there.
Okay.
I'll let you do it.
Somebody put, today I woke up to a punch in the face. My girlfriend said it was because she dreamed that I'd bought all her friends Taco Bell but didn't bring her anything. What? Oh my gosh. If that were a makeup or breakup, goodbye. Yeah. Dang. Somebody else said, today my grandma told me to F off when I tried to help her with the dishes. Grandma?
Wow.
That's a tough grandma, huh? Somebody else said, today it's my mom's 65th birthday celebration. I have to share a room at the resort, table, and car ride with my sister, who my ex-husband left me for and got pregnant. She tries to talk to me as if nothing ever happened, and my parents bitch me out for being upset about it. That's a terrible family.
I'd lean into my sister and be like, I'm going to stab you with this fork when no one's watching.
With a big smile on your face, like you're being sweet.
The whole entire time, I would just be threatening her with violence.
Yeah, I would think so as well. So what do you do with the bad thing the babysitter did?
Oh, go slow because Jaybird loves a bad babysitter.
Oh, he's going to love this one then. Listen to the story. It says, my husband and I recently had our first child. We've got a babysitter who is the daughter of a friend of our family. She's 16 and has been babysitting for several of our friends.
Yeah, don't speak about me about liking babysitters. I've never said I liked a babysitter. And as soon as she said it, I wanted to argue with her, but I knew it was going to derail you, Kevin, just like I'm doing right now.
Good. Well, this babysitter seemed like a great choice. Last weekend, we went out to dinner and left our newborn with her. And when we returned, all seemed well. My husband took her home, and when he returned home, he told me there was a problem and he needed for me to watch some video. My first thought was that there might be something wrong with our baby, and I started to freak out and check the nanny cam, but my husband said, no, don't check that. That's not the issue. He then showed me a video of the babysitter hitting on him in the car on the way home.
What?
I was very proud of my husband for how he handled it, but after he politely refused her advances, she then threatened to tell her parents that he had come on to her. When my husband showed her that he had a dash camera, she burst into tears and asked him not to tell anyone.
Oh, boy.
I want to know what you guys think we should do.
Tell her parents.
I think we should tell her parents and everyone who is hiring her. My husband says that we should just get a new babysitter and move on because there is no good outcome from telling people and it will create tension with her parents and us. But I don't care about that. I think people should know about this girl.
Yeah, you need to tell the parents. You need to show the video. All the evidence is on video. You can't make a lie up like that about somebody.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing to do.
This girl is 16 and she needs help, actually. They got to show this to her parents so her parents can get her some help. Because if this is the manipulation and the devious plan that she had in place, like, this girl needs some psychological counseling.
That's the kind of stuff that can completely, if he did not have that camera, think of how that could wreck his life.
Well, that's what happened to that one Uber driver. The woman didn't realize he had cameras in there.
Yeah.
And she told him, she goes, look, I'm a lawyer and I'm a woman. Who do you think they're going to believe? And everything was on camera. And she was the one at fault. She said, people are going to believe me saying that you did something to me.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'll have Suits do a KVJ TV poll here. And just want to ask, what would you do with this? And I think the options should be, because here's what you do. Do nothing. Just go on about life. Just do nothing. That's what the husband's basically saying. Now, you could tell the babysitter's parents about what she did. Or option 3 is you can tell the babysitters and the other friends you know that she babysits for.
Yeah.
So what of the 3 options do you do? Do you just tell her parents or do you tell everybody?
I would tell her parents because I think I want to get her some help.
But you don't tell anybody else.
She's twisted. If anybody else was going to hire her, and I knew for a fact they hired her, and those people are my friends, I would tell them.
Well, let's say you got a friend circle. I know this. I mean, my wife's a teacher. I see this all the time. A lot of times they will share the same babysitter. They're all friends, and it's like, hey, I got a babysitter that you can use. And you may have 3 or 4 different families that use this same person. So imagine a situation like that. Do you go around and tell those 3 or 4 other families what happened?
If this happened to me and you guys are my friends, yes, I tell you guys, you're not going to believe what happened to me yesterday. And do not go near this situation because it's a time bomb. You got to protect your friends too.
Yeah.
Look, she's the one. This whole thing is not something you did. You didn't create this situation.
Right.
You're the victim here.
Okay, so the options again are that you do nothing, you just tell her parents, or you tell her parents and the other family she babysits for. So what would you do in a situation like this? Does everybody need to be told? A lot of the comments pretty much say this. says the parents need to be told ASAP. She needs help and to see a doctor immediately. She is crazy. And at 16, she's going to ruin some innocent person's life.
Yeah, the other thing, too, is you don't want that girl watching any kids. So you should, if you find out she is watching other kids, that's on you now.
Yeah, they said she is a lying, manipulative psycho and is a ticking time bomb. Tell her parents and the other families as well. That is absolutely crazy, and it's not something to play with. She can completely destroy some innocent guy's life by being like that.
I think you do need to tell the families, honestly.
It is something that, I think you need to go at pretty quick. So we'll see. 82% of people are saying tell her parents, but it looks like only 11% are saying tell everybody.
Is anyone saying do nothing?
7%.
Really?
7%. Yeah, are saying do nothing. Alex is on here from Sunrise. You were a high school science teacher. Have you ever seen anything like this, Alex?
Yeah, I actually have. I've seen both sides. I've seen where the student was making it up, and I've seen where the student wasn't making it up.
Okay, and did anybody actually get ruined by this? Did anybody get caught doing this and have to pay a consequence for it?
Absolutely. The teacher that was involved that was guilty of doing stuff was ruined, and the student's reputation, even in the cases where the student was the aggressor, they are ruined by the situation as well.
Yeah. I mean, this is the kind of thing that, depending upon how big your community is, you probably need to...
Well, you can't screw people over.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ruin people's lives and then expect to get away with it. If you do something like that, it should come down on you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. That's just, it's crazy. These kind of things happen. I mean, it seems like something you'd only see in a movie or a TV show, but honestly, what a testament to an in-dash camera.
Thank you.
That you have. And that's probably a good note. In these situations, you think something like this would never happen. But imagine if it did happen and you're like, I can't believe this is happening.
People that are doing Uber and Lyft, there's a lot of them still that don't have cameras. I would never do that because there's too many videos of just weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
People, just even stuff with people doing drug deals in the car.
Totally.
And you have that on camera to protect you at least.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think it's really a good point because if you ever get into a situation where any accusations could be made and it's just simply you trying to defend yourself on your word, that's why, hey, we do have the ability to put a video anywhere. It's something really to consider.
Well, if you're a Lyft or an Uber driver, you're driving around, you have no idea who you're picking up. The one video I saw, the guy was picking up a guy who just did a crack deal. He had no idea. So the police pull the car over, and they're confused because they don't know the guy's a Lyft driver, if they're in cahoots with each other. Thank goodness the guy had a camera. If he didn't have a camera...
Yeah, I might want to look into that. So, and that's a pretty good note as well that... if you're ever the dad that's driving the babysitter home, hopefully you'd never have a babysitter that would do that, but apparently it can happen.
And also maybe don't drive the babysitter home.
Yeah, the good babysitters to get are actually the ones that drive themselves.
Yeah.
Because if you've been out drinking and drinking, you don't need to be driving anybody home.
Yeah, that's typically it. I'll hear that. Yeah, a lot of times, my daughter will babysit somebody. It's like, the couple, they take an Uber out and they take an Uber home.
Yes.
So, you got to find your own way. Somebody said we had a babysitter once over a year, found out for about 4 months she was changing the numbers on checks that we gave her, turned 35s to 85s and would add ones to the front of the amount, stole over $1,000 from us.
Wow.
We called the parents first and demanded money back, or we called the cops. They paid it all back, still called the cops. Okay, take that. Who would have known these diabolical babysitters?
That is
Virginia.
crazy.
Babysitters gone bad. In just about 10 minutes, you can dial it up, watch it live, jump into the chat room, or you can get it anytime you want on demand. Pick it up, too, on the 97.9 WRMF app. The podcasts are posted up there every single day. Plus, while you're there, you can do other cool things like win Dua Lipa tickets or get yourself signed up and ready to win some serious money as KVJ's doubling your paycheck again tomorrow. 5 different times starting at 9 a.m. All righty, Bird, if you wrap it all up with your thought for the day.
Whoever is trying to bring you down is already below you.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point, right?
The KVJ Show will be right back. 97.9 WRMF.